What differentiates Iowa from the other speedways you guys go to? What are the characteristics that you appreciate as a driver?
Well, I think the biggest thing is its length. I mean, it's the only track we'll go to that's under a mile long. The high banks and short track, especially with the character of the bump in 1 and 2, makes for some really good racing. And as a driver, the challenge of the high banks and the fact that, you're back where you started 18 seconds later means that you've really got to be thinking ahead, paying attention and really up on the wheel, so to speak.
What are the challenges of that bump? What does that present as a driver?
Well, you have to work with the team to create a car that's not very reactive so that you can drive over the bump high, low, with a little more wheel in it. You really have to make sure the car can handle it because if not, if it's going to surprise you, you won't be able to catch it all race long. So you've got to make sure that you work with the team and get the car to a point where it's not as reactive, it's as least reactive as possible so that you can do it 250 times full throttle.
Are you still learning about the car?
Oh, definitely. I think everybody's learning about the new DW12. It's some of the new car headaches and challenges we've overcome. I mean, half a season under our belt, the cars are really producing some great racing. I mean, Indianapolis was an example. The race at Barber, Long Beach, some of the best IndyCar racing you've seen in a lot of years. And with the engine competition, I think it's coming back really strongly. But we are still learning and figuring the cars out, and I think it's reacting unexpectedly at times, and that's why some guys get it so right in the race and some guys get it so wrong, is we're still trying to figure it all out.
Is that why we're seeing such a level of parity right now? I mean, unpredictability, I guess, or am I just imagining that with last 5 races there have been 5 different winners, some unusual names like maybe lower than in the standings than what you'd expect?
Well, I think it's an indication of how high the level of competition is at the moment in the IndyCar series. There are drivers throughout the field that can win a race, have a shot at the championship. I think James Hinchcliffe, second in points, hasn't won a race this year, just purely because he's been consistent. He's finished almost every race. So I think that it's an indication of how tight the race is. And the car and the engine manufacturer competition has lent itself to really good racing that's really tight. And I think that parity is more about who gets it right on the day rather than who's more capable.
Any idea what to expect Saturday?
I think everybody can expect really good racing. I mean, the Iowa Corn Indy 250 is one of the most challenging, interesting races we go to. I think as drivers, we enjoy it from the cockpit. And if we're having fun in the cockpit, hopefully we're putting on a good show for the fans.